You want me to push this?
I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. It wasn't right.
Can we just push just a little bit? So think about that answer. We're gonna.
So I'll squeeze in. We got two.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
See, we of course we need to interview you. Yes, she's doing a great job.
Yeah, but she's good. No, I'm not.
No, you're gonna be perfect.
She does look great. I said she looks fantastic.
She was fantastic.
So maybe you want to run down the question. You want to kind of.
So to talk about kind of what your life was like before you started treatment, and then how it, changed, and what it was like when you ended treatment. Let's start there, and then.
Let's see. Before I started treatment, school was not my best friend. I didn't like being there, and I would get in constant trouble, and I didn't do my work, and I just wasn't motivated to even stay in school. So then after the treatment, I seemed to think that, if I get this done now, it'll be easier for the harder work later on. And it's good not to have to argue with my parents about grades, and not to have to get in trouble all the time with the school, and to not be worried if they're going to kick me out or something. And that's a good feeling to have.
To who kicked you out?
Like the school. Because of
So when you came in, you didn't like school. It wasn't a place where, and your parents were unhappy, of course, that you weren't doing well in school. So that was tension between the two of you. So it was just bad, the whole school thing. And then at the end of treatment, it started to get a little better.
Yeah, it did.
How so?
I kept up with work, and I started to have better relationships with my teachers. And I mean, both sides seem to be happy now with my grades and everything. And yeah.
And then if I recall, you worked in the tutoring program. So did it just continue to get better?
Yeah, it did.
School? And then JC helped you get into another school, right? And what's that been like? It's
been an amazing and really different experience from both high schools that I went to previously. Yeah, it's really nice. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad they helped me to get there.
And you're going to graduate in a year?
Yeah.
Wow. And then what's your plan?
Hopefully get a lot of callbacks from a lot of art schools to go to New York.
You want to go to the big city?
Yeah.
So that's great. So you're going to graduate, you're a theater major, and then you're going to apply to art and theater schools in New York. Fantastic. Will you let her go?
Oh, well, yeah, I think she says so, that she's ready. Yeah, I'm ready for her, Yeah.
Yeah?
She can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing, to think about where you were with school when JC first met you, I mean, you thought you were going to drop out, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? You thought, probably.
Yeah.
And now, wow.
Well, we were afraid of that. Yeah. Things were going really bad.
Yeah.
So one of the things that maybe you can talk about too, during that process for a couple of months, we were not able to change your school because we were dealing back and forth, and we went at one point, we even went to a district, I think. There was a lot of battles. We met some other teachers. How do you think this program and me helped you through that process? Through that, I mean, we know about the tutoring program, but what else helped you to stay in school, to go there?
Apart from the motivation that I got from the tutors and my parents and you as well, I guess something clicked inside of me that said I need to self-motivate myself. And once that's jump-started, it just kept on going, and it's still going.
Can you talk a little bit about how you got to that motivation? Was there anything special about this program that helped you? If you were to name 1, 2, or 3 things.
Definitely the help and the care from the tutors, and all the frustration that I used to see in my parents of me not doing well. It's sort of like, it's not something they should be worrying about. They should be thinking my daughter's going to school and she's doing well and she's going to do well in her future, So.
Good. Now a lot of kids talk about, when they come into a program, you were drug tested and we had to deal with that and we had to do community hours. How do you think that the therapist, how do you think I helped you with that process, and how do you remember seeing that process?
I didn't like being drug tested.
Okay.
I didn't think it was necessary either. I just thought it was like, I'm just being forced to, so I have to comply. But I mean, I guess within time, with everybody sort of being like, you have to do it, you have to do it, I guess I kind of saw why I had to do it. And I think with those tests and everyone proving that like I stayed drug-free, it helped me gain more respect and more trust from my parents that I had lost.
So do you feel like them, at least eventually them knowing that you were staying clean and keeping yourself clean, that helped the relationship between your parents?
Yeah.
So that's interesting, you know, so it's been a couple years since you finished the therapy, and you're on a good track now, getting along better with your parents, school. So what do you think is the most important thing, if you look back, like what would be the one or two things that makes you sustain, you know, being on this healthy road? As I said, you look good, you look healthy, I mean, things are, treatment ended, tutoring ended, and still you're doing well. If you think, and right, you were at a crossroads. You could have gone to a really dark place, right?
Yeah.
Younger than, how old were you?
I was 15.
15, yeah, you know, I mean, right, it's scary. But you didn't go to that dark place. You went to a better place, and you've sustained it. You're still doing well. So if you think, just what are some ideas that you have for what has helped you keep on this healthy road?
I like the treatment that I get now compared to the treatment that I used to get before, and I see that I benefit more by doing well and by actually doing what I'm supposed to do. So I like to keep that. And as well, the theater program that I'm doing at my school has kept me on track a lot, because in order for me to perform and do anything that I want, I also have to keep my grades up. It's not just arts, it's academics.
Yeah. And what about your parents? Do they have a role in that, helping you?
Yeah, because if I give, I get. And that's something that they've taught me. If I give them good grades, I get to go out and I get to hang out with my friends and I get money and I get, you know, I get benefits, which is good. It's fun.
So that works out for you?
Yeah.
That's great. What about, so you said like in the beginning, you know, you guys were, you know, there was some tension and you really, everyone was stuck in their own point of view, right? Not really listening. So, and that's, so now you are listening to each other, right? You can hear their point of view, they can hear your point of view. Is that what's happened?
Yeah.
Does that help? Is that, I mean, is that a good thing to help you?
Yeah, because now I have an open mind as to what they're asking me to do, and I have an open mind, and they have an open mind with me, with what I tell them and what I come to them with. And it's good that they don't just shut me off and shoo me away. It's good that they say, okay, yeah, I'm here to listen and I'm here to help.
Do you ever get to change their minds? Like
yeah, I do.
How does that work?
I think if I nag at them like enough with good points, and they seem to understand more and more, and they see that I do give them what they want, that they should be able to give me what I want.
So they'll listen, and sometimes they may say no at first, but they'll listen to you, and sometimes they can say okay. Yeah. And how about, does it work the other way, that you sometimes do for them what you don't really want to do?
Same thing. And it goes for both.
It goes both ways?
Yeah.
That's great. Can we get Mom and Dad?
Yeah. So maybe you can talk about, just for a second, maybe will you recommend this to other teenagers who are going through some of the things you're going through, or it could be anything?
No, yeah, definitely, I do. I think that everybody can benefit from this. I mean, if they're struggling with anything, you guys, I know, would be there to help, and you know, like, you guys can give them resources as to what they need and what they want, and they always have a friend who's there for them. And I think everybody needs that, even the ones that struggle the most.
So it's not a treatment just for the parents?
Yeah.
Right, it's for
everyone.
I mean, what would you say to somebody, because this happens, who is in the situation you were in, being forced by school or court to go to this treatment, and they think, oh, I don't want to do this, this is awful. What would you say to them to encourage them to do it?
I mean, I know that they're like in a place right now where they're sort of like, no, I don't want to do this, I just want to go hang out and let me do what I want. I don't want to be forced to have to do good in school or talk to my parents or anything, but if you open up to it, in the end, it benefits you the most. if you go through with it and if you comply to the things that they have to tell you to do.
But what I say, I don't believe that. How can it, what do you mean benefits me? It's my parents, they're just gonna, you know, not let me go out at all. They're gonna be on my case all the time. I don't want to tell them what's going on. I don't believe, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you're in this situation that they don't trust you too much right now, so if you give them reasons to trust, they will trust. So I think this would be a major step in sort of the healing process.
And how will this program, meeting with this guy, help me get that?
I think you can benefit a lot because you can communicate way better with everybody around you, not just your parents, but other people around you as well, and see from other people's point of view and not just sort of what you want. See what other people's want.
So if I were a teen, you'd say, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like you said, you're going to benefit.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah?
Do you have anything else that you want to, from your own words, or you want to add?
No. Yeah.
All right, so then should we get mom and dad
Alone?
alone maybe?
Yeah, maybe.